A human warship descends into the combat. The battlefield fell silent, and humanity stood victorious. The stars around the Orion frontier looked calm, but everyone on the human station knew something big was coming. Captain Alex Harper stood in the command room watching the main screen. He was a tall man with tired eyes and a calm voice. He had seen pirates, border wars, and strange alien traders, but this was different. This was the Galactic Empire. The Empire had ruled much of the galaxy for thousands of years. Most species feared it. Many surrendered without a fight. Some never recovered after resisting. Their ships were huge, dark, and covered in glowing symbols. Their commanders loved long speeches, big threats, and dramatic displays. Humans had only entered the galactic community a few decades ago. They were still seen as newcomers, strange and unpredictable. Many aliens thought humans were loud, emotional, and weak. The Empire agreed with that view. On the screen, a massive fleet dropped out of hyperspace near the border. Hundreds of ships formed perfect lines. At the center was a giant command ship shaped like a dark spear. Commander Lily Grant stood beside Alex. She crossed her arms and watched quietly. She was known for her sharp mind and dry humor. Pilot Ben Carter leaned against a console, chewing on a snack bar. He looked relaxed, but his eyes were alert. "Signal incoming," a technician said. "Put it on the main channel," Alex said. The screen changed. A tall alien appeared. His skin was dark red, his eyes gold, and he wore a heavy crown-like device on his head. His voice was deep and slow. "I am Emperor Korvac of the Galactic Empire," he said. "You are humans. You have expanded into space that belongs to us. This is unacceptable." The Emperor raised one clawed hand, and the view shifted to show the Empire fleet firing a massive beam at an empty asteroid. The asteroid shattered into dust. "We control thousands of worlds," Korvac continued. "We control weapons that can erase your planets. We control fleets that can burn your cities. If you do not submit, you will be destroyed." He paused for dramatic effect. "Send your leaders to kneel before us. Hand over your military technology, accept imperial governors. You have one standard hour to respond." The transmission ended. The command room was silent for 3 seconds. Then Ben started laughing. He laughed so hard that he almost dropped his snack. Lily raised an eyebrow. "Was that supposed to scare us?" Alex covered his mouth, but he was smiling too. Around the room, officers looked at each other. Some were confused, some were trying not to laugh, others were shaking their heads. "That speech was something," Lily said. "Did he practice that in front of a mirror?" Ben nodded. "I think he thought he was in a movie." Alex took a deep breath and walked to the front of the room. "All right," he said. "Let's stay professional." A few people tried to stop smiling. "But seriously," Lily said, "they think we will just kneel because they broke a rock." Ben pointed at the screen. "We break rocks for fun," Alex nodded. "They are using fear. That has worked for them before, but they do not understand humans." He looked at the data on his tablet. The Empire ships were powerful, but their formation was old-fashioned. Their weapons were strong but slow. Their communication was centralized. "They expect panic," Alex said. "They expect surrender. They do not expect laughter." Lily walked closer to the screen and zoomed in on the Empire flagship. "They also do not expect that we have been watching them for years," she said. Ben nodded. "They think we are new. They do not know we studied their wars, their tactics, their mistakes." Alex looked around the room. "We are not going to start a war today, but we will not kneel. We will answer them in our own way." A young officer raised her hand. "What is our own way, sir?" Alex smiled. "We confuse them." Far away on the Empire flagship, Emperor Korvac sat on his throne. His advisors stood around him, silent and proud. "They will fear us," Korvac said. "They are small. They are young. They will understand that resistance is pointless." One advisor, a tall alien with blue skin, nodded. "Humans have no history of galactic war. They will break under pressure." Another advisor said, Their ships are few. Their worlds are close together. A single campaign will end them. Korvac looked at the stars beyond his window. Fear is the oldest weapon, he said, and it is the most effective. Back on the human station, Alex sat in his chair and opened a communication channel to Earth. Admiral Dana Brooks appeared on the screen. She was older with gray hair and calm eyes. "We saw the Empire fleet," she said. "They are trying to scare you." "Yes, ma'am," Alex said, "and it almost worked." She raised an eyebrow. "Almost," Lily said with a small smile. Dana sighed. "Do not underestimate them. They are dangerous." "We know," Alex said, "but their approach is outdated. They think fear is enough." Dana nodded. "What is your plan?" Alex leaned back. "We respond politely, calmly, and with a little humor." Dana paused. "Humor." "Yes," Lily said. "They are not used to that." Ben leaned into the camera. "We send them a friendly message, maybe with a smile." Dana looked tired, but she nodded. "Fine, but do not provoke them too much. We are not ready for full war." "We will not," Alex said. "We will just let them know we are not scared." 1 hour later, the Empire received the human response. On the Empire flagship, Korvac watched the screen. A human man appeared. He had short brown hair and wore a simple uniform. He smiled politely. "Hello, Emperor Korvac," the man said. "My name is Alex Harper. I am a captain of the United Earth Fleet." He paused and looked at a piece of paper as if checking notes. "Thank you for your message. We appreciate your concern about our expansion. We would like to discuss borders and trade agreements." Korvac frowned. Alex continued, "We are sorry, but we cannot accept your request to kneel. Our knees are very important for walking." One of Korvac's advisors gasped. Alex smiled again. "We also cannot hand over our technology, but we are happy to share scientific knowledge in peaceful talks." He leaned closer to the camera. "We hope we can be friends. Have a nice day." The screen went dark. Silence filled the Empire command room. "What was that?" one advisor whispered. "They did not even sound afraid," another said. Korvac's eyes narrowed. "They mock us." "They did not threaten us back," the blue advisor said. "They spoke as if we were equals." Korvac slammed his claw on the armrest. "We are not equals. We are the Empire." He stood up. "They laugh at us," he said. "They think fear is a joke." He turned to his generals. "Send a scouting fleet. Show them real power. They will learn respect." Back on the human station, Alex watched the Empire ships move. "They are sending scouts," Lily said. Ben stretched. "Good, let's play." Alex nodded. "Launch the drones." Outside the station, hundreds of small, unmanned drones flew into space. They spread out and activated holographic emitters. On Empire sensors, thousands of human ships appeared. The Empire scouts slowed down. "They have a massive fleet," one Empire captain reported. "But our intelligence said they were weak," another said. "They are hiding their strength," the first captain said. The scouts turned around and returned to Korvac. Korvac listened to the report in disbelief. "They have thousands of ships?" he asked. "Yes, Emperor," the scout commander said. "They appeared suddenly. They surrounded us." Korvac felt anger rising. "They trick us," he said. "They use illusions." He looked at the stars again. "Very well," he said. "If they want to play games, we will show them what real war looks like." On the human station, the command room watched the scouts retreat. Ben laughed again. "That was easy." The human station hummed quietly as the Empire scouts retreated. Alex Harper leaned back in his chair, watching the blinking lights on the control panels. He could feel the tension in the room, even though everyone tried to hide it. This was no ordinary enemy. The Galactic Empire had power that could crush entire worlds. But they had underestimated humans. That was their mistake. Lily Grant walked past the console, arms crossed, studying the data on the Empire ships. "They don't move like anyone else we've faced," she said. "Everything is too rigid, too slow. They rely on fear. That's all they know." Ben Carter floated over from the observation deck, holding another snack bar. "And they think scaring us will work," he said, cracking a grin. They don't know we laugh at threats. That's kind of our thing." Alex shook his head, but a small smile crept onto his face. "It's not just laughter," he said. "They don't understand how humans fight or think. They expect chaos when we respond. They won't get it. We are organized, fast, and we adapt. They can't predict us." On Earth, Admiral Dana Brooks was already sending instructions to other human fleets. Her face appeared on the main screen, calm and composed. "The Empire is mobilizing," she said. "They saw your drones. They think you have hundreds of ships. They will likely send more scouts or maybe a small strike fleet." "Be ready, Captain," Alex nodded. "Yes, ma'am, we are prepared, but I want to do this differently. We won't destroy them yet. We will confuse them. We will make them second-guess every move." Dana raised an eyebrow. "Confuse them? Are you sure?" Alex leaned forward. "Yes, fear works for them. Confusion works for us. If they think we are stronger than we are, they will hesitate. Hesitation is power." Meanwhile, the Empire fleet was regrouping at a nearby system. Korvac paced in his command chamber, his golden eyes flashing with anger. He had never been mocked before. He had never faced an enemy that laughed at his threats. And now, the humans had tricked his scouts into thinking they had an enormous fleet. "They appear stronger than they are," one advisor said, bowing slightly. "We cannot underestimate them." Korvac's claws clenched. "They are fools," he hissed. "They have no history, no training, no understanding of galactic war, yet they are brazen. They dare to laugh at the Galactic Empire. We will crush them and make the universe remember their arrogance." A lieutenant hesitated. "Emperor, perhaps we should send a message first. Show them real power." Korvac's eyes narrowed. "A message is not enough. They need to see the strength of the Empire firsthand. Launch a strike fleet. Show them that fear is real. That is the only language they will understand." Back on the human station, Alex and his officers were already preparing for the Empire's next move. They had studied every known class of Imperial ship and weapon. They had run countless simulations, practicing strategies that would confuse and delay the enemy without engaging in direct combat. Ben leaned over the console. "How many ships do we have to work with?" "Not enough to fight them head-on," Alex said, "but enough to make them think we have hundreds. That's the point. Illusions, decoys, misdirection, that's human strength." Lily frowned. "They will eventually see through it. How long can we keep them guessing?" Alex turned to her. "Long enough to show them that humans are not simple, long enough to make them doubt themselves. The moment they hesitate is when we gain the advantage. We don't need to destroy them immediately." The communications officer buzzed. "Captain, sensors detect Imperial strike ships exiting hyperspace. They are on an intercept course." Alex nodded. "All stations, begin the decoy protocol. Activate holograms and deploy drones. Make them see the fleet that isn't there." Outside the station, hundreds of small ships and drones scattered. They projected holographic images, making it appear as if the human fleet was massive, stretching across kilometers of space. Lights flashed, weapons glowed, and every sensor reading the Empire could scan showed an overwhelming human force. Korvac watched the approaching strike fleet on his viewscreen. He had expected a few small ships, maybe enough to probe defenses. Instead, he saw what looked like thousands of human ships. His advisors looked equally alarmed. "This cannot be real," one said. "It is real," Korvac growled. "They are mocking us. Send the fleet in. Attack now." The Empire strike ships moved forward, weapons ready. They fired on one of the decoy groups only to realize that the targets were unmanned drones. The beams hit and exploded, leaving no real damage. Ben cheered. "They just shot empty space." Lily shook her head, smiling. "They think we have hundreds of ships. They don't know most of these are holograms. This is going better than expected." Alex studied the enemy's movements. "They are cautious. Look at how they are maneuvering. They expect resistance. They do not know what we are capable of. Keep the drones moving, keep the holograms active, and keep them guessing." The Empire ships fired again, this time at another group. The explosions lit up space, but the drone slipped through unharmed. Korvac's frustration grew. "Why are they not surrendering?" he shouted. "Why are they still here?" "They are clever, Emperor," the blue-skinned advisor said. "They do not fight as we expect. They use misdirection. Their technology is more advanced than we predicted. We underestimated them." Alex's fleet stayed calm. No human ships had been lost. No humans had panicked. Each move was calculated. Each response forced the Empire into confusion. As the battle continued, a young officer approached Alex. "Sir, the Empire is beginning to pull back. They are unsure of their approach. They are questioning our numbers." Alex smiled. "Exactly what we needed. Let them doubt themselves. Let them waste their energy on illusions. That is how humans survive against stronger enemies." Ben tapped the holographic display. "They keep recalculating. Every time we move a drone, they think it's a new ship." Lily nodded. "They cannot understand human thinking. They expect linear strategies. We are unpredictable." Hours passed. The Empire scouts tried different formations, different attack patterns, but every time they engaged, they ran into more decoys and holograms. Their weapons fired on empty space. Their calculations showed overwhelming odds, yet none of it was real. Korvac's temper flared. He slammed his claws on the console. "They trick us. They are illusions. Send in the next wave. Show them that fear is real." A lieutenant spoke hesitantly. "Emperor, perhaps we should reconsider. They may have more ships than we see. Their tactics are unusual." Korvac turned on him sharply. "Unusual? They are fools. They cannot match the Empire. Do as I command." Back on the human station, Alex monitored every Imperial ship. "They are frustrated. Their strikes are uncoordinated. They are wasting fuel and energy. Keep the decoys up. Keep them confused. We do not need to fire a single real shot yet." Ben laughed. "This is amazing. They think we are thousands of ships. They are panicking over nothing." Lily looked out at the stars. "It's a good reminder. Humans survive because we adapt. We think differently. That is why they cannot intimidate us." Alex nodded. "Exactly. They rely on fear. We rely on intelligence, creativity, and teamwork. One day they will realize laughter is stronger than any weapon they have." On the Empire flagship, Korvac sat in silence for a moment, staring at the stars. "We will not fail," he said. "We are the Galactic Empire. Fear is our tool, but these humans, they are different. They are dangerous." His advisors glanced at each other nervously. None of them had ever seen the Emperor admit doubt. Meanwhile, the humans continued their work. The drones moved, the holograms flickered, and the illusion of a massive human fleet held firm. They did not attack. They simply forced the Empire to question everything it thought it knew. Alex finally leaned back and closed his eyes. "Patience," he said. "That is all we need. Patience and cleverness. Let them tire themselves out. Let them make mistakes. That is how humans win without even fighting yet." Hours turned into night. The Empire fleet, exhausted and frustrated, began to retreat slightly, scanning the empty space around them. They could not understand what had happened. They had fired on an imaginary fleet, wasted energy, and achieved nothing. Alex turned to Lily and Ben. "This is only the start. They will try again, but they are already learning. Humans are not afraid. Humans do not surrender." "And humans laugh at threats." Ben grinned. "And apparently laughing at the Empire is fun." Lily shook her head, smiling. "It's more than fun, it's survival." Alex looked at the stars. "And this is how humans survive the galaxy. One step at a time, one clever move at a time. We will not bow, we will not break. And the Empire, they will remember that." Outside the station, the stars shone bright. The human fleet remained quiet, calm, and ready. The Empire would return, but humans were ready too. They would face it with patience, intelligence, and laughter, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again. The Empire fleet had retreated for the moment, but Korvac's anger was far from over. He sat on his throne, his golden eyes glowing with fury. The The humans had embarrassed him. They had laughed at his threats, tricked his scouts, and made him look weak. For the first time in his long reign, he felt real doubt. "This is unacceptable," Korvax said. "I will not allow these humans to mock the Empire. They will learn what real power is. Prepare the strike fleet. We go to war." His advisors exchanged nervous glances. One of them, a blue-skinned officer named Tharex, spoke carefully. "Emperor, the humans are unpredictable. They do not fight like other species. They adapt quickly. Are you certain we should attack directly?" Korvax slammed a claw on the console. "I do not care how unpredictable they are. They will face the Empire and they will fall. Assemble the fleet. We leave in 2 standard hours." Back on the human station, Alex Harper watched the Empire's fleet moving through the starfield. His tablet beeped with reports from the fleet's sensors. The strike fleet was massive, far larger than any force the humans had faced before, but that did not scare him. "They are coming," Lily said, standing beside him. "And they are serious this time." Alex nodded. "Yes, but they still underestimate us. We are ready." Ben Carter leaned against the console. "Ready to confuse the Empire again?" he asked with a grin. "Because they still think we are small and weak," Alex smiled. "Exactly. This time we fight smarter, not just with decoys but with strategy. Every ship, every drone, every move counts." The humans began their preparations. Smaller strike teams deployed to strategic positions near asteroid belts, gas clouds, and hidden systems. Holographic drones were placed in every direction, projecting images of massive human fleets. "Let's make them think they are walking into a trap," Alex said. "We do not need to destroy them yet. We only need to control their perception." Lily tapped her tablet. "Sensors show their fleet is spread out in a wedge formation. They are cautious but aggressive. They will expect resistance but not strategy like ours." Ben laughed. "Time for the humans to show how we really fight." The Empire fleet dropped out of hyperspace in the system nearest the human station. Ships bristled with weapons and shields glimmered. Korvax sat on the command throne, eyes scanning the holographic displays. He saw what appeared to be thousands of human ships, each ready to attack. "They are fools," he muttered. "And yet their numbers are alarming. Are these illusions or real ships?" Tharex hesitated. "Some of them may be decoys, Emperor, but even decoys force caution." "They have calculated this carefully." Korvax's claws tightened. "Enough hesitation. Attack!" The first shots were fired. Beams of energy streaked across space, striking what appeared to be human warships. The explosions were spectacular, but each target was a drone or hologram. No real human ships were lost. Alex watched from the station, calm and focused. "Good. Let them waste their energy. Keep the drones moving. Keep the holograms shifting. Make them think they are under heavy fire." Lily monitored the enemy response. "They are adjusting. Their commanders are panicking. Their fire is uncoordinated. They cannot handle so many threats at once." Ben grinned. "It's like they are shooting at ghosts, and they don't even realize it." Korvax's anger flared as reports came in. "Their fleet is too fast, too clever. They are not responding the way we expected. Why are we not winning?" "They fight differently, Emperor," Tharex said. "Their tactics are unpredictable. They are not like any species we have faced before." Korvax's face darkened. "Then we will destroy them ourselves. Send in the heavy ships. Target the center. Show them our real power." The Empire's larger ships moved forward, trying to punch through the illusions, but humans had already anticipated this. Alex had hidden smaller strike teams behind asteroid fields, ready to flank the Empire's forces. Ben leaned forward. "Here comes the fun part. They think they can hit the center. They don't see what's behind them." Lily nodded. "All teams in position. Wait for my signal." Alex spoke into his communicator. "Now." Suddenly, beams of light erupted from multiple hidden positions. The Empire fleet's center was surrounded. Their ships were forced to maneuver to avoid collisions and attacks from angles they did not expect. Some ships were hit by drones, some by small strike ships. Chaos spread through the once perfect wedge formation. Korvac roared in anger. "What is this?" "They are everywhere," Tharix said carefully. "Emperor, they are not everywhere. They are hiding using terrain and tactics we cannot predict." Korvac's eyes flashed. "Impossible. They should not have the technology or the skill, yet they move faster, strike harder, and adapt instantly." Back on the human station, Alex monitored every movement. "They are panicking. Notice how their formation is breaking. That is what we needed. Keep pressure from multiple angles. Do not destroy them yet, make them doubt themselves." Ben laughed. "They are falling apart, and it's beautiful." Lily frowned slightly. "Be careful. We cannot let them regroup. If they recover, they will use brute force." Alex nodded. "We will be ready. That is why humans survive. We plan, we adapt, we strike at the right moment." Hours passed. The Empire fleet struggled to maintain formation. Some ships were damaged, but the humans had only used minimal force. Their strategy was working. Korvac's fury grew with each failed maneuver. "They are clever," he said. "They think too fast. They do not fear us. We cannot break them with intimidation. We must use strength." Tharix spoke again. "Emperor, perhaps we can negotiate. They respect strategy and intelligence. They may respond to a show of reason." Korvac's claws clenched. "Reason? We are the Empire. We do not reason with fools who laugh at us." Meanwhile, the humans continued to dominate the battlefield through clever tactics. Drones projected false ships, making it impossible for the Empire to determine the real fleet size. Small human strike teams emerged from hidden positions, striking weak points in the enemy formation and then disappearing. Ben grinned at the screens. "It's like playing hide and seek, but with giant warships." Lily shook her head, smiling slightly. "And they still think we are hundreds of ships. They cannot believe how few of us there actually are." Alex's voice was calm. "This is how humans survive the galaxy. We adapt faster than anyone. We plan better. We do not panic. That is why they cannot intimidate us. That is why we are dangerous." Korvac's fleet was in chaos. Communications between ships were disrupted, and some commanders had taken initiative without orders, worsening the disorder. The human strategy of deception and flanking had worked perfectly. "This is unacceptable," Korvac shouted. "They are only a fraction of the size we imagined, yet they control the battlefield." Tharix bowed low. "Emperor, they are using tactics we cannot predict. They fight smarter than we thought. Perhaps it is time to retreat and rethink." Korvac's fist slammed on the console. "Retreat? Never. The humans will learn fear or the Empire will fall." Back on the human station, Alex watched the Empire fleet's movements carefully. "They are overextending. Some of their ships are isolated. That is when we strike." Lily gave the order. "Strike teams, engage weak points. Drones, continue projection. Do not let them recover." Ben pressed a button, sending a squad of stealth ships into the enemy's rear. The Imperial ships, still confused by holograms, were caught by surprise. Minor damage was inflicted, just enough to force them to reposition. Alex smiled. "Perfect. We did not destroy them, but we forced them to reveal weakness. That is what humans do. We survive by exploiting opportunity, not by brute force." Hours turned into night. The Empire fleet was exhausted. Their attacks had done little. Their ships were scattered and inefficient. Korvac realized he had underestimated humans. "They fight differently," he muttered. "They are not like any species we have conquered. They do not fear us. They adapt." Tharix nodded. "Yes, Emperor, and they are winning without even engaging fully. Their intelligence is their weapon." Korvac's eyes narrowed. "Then we must prepare for a real attack, but these humans will not be easy to break. They are remarkable." On the human station, Alex gathered his officers. "We have proven a point today. The Empire is not invincible. They cannot intimidate us. They cannot predict us. But this is only the beginning. They will return. And when they do, we must be ready to fight, adapt, and survive." Ben stretched. And laugh while doing it, Lily smiled. Yes, because humans do not fear threats. We use our minds, our planning, and sometimes our humor. That is what makes us dangerous. Alex looked at the stars. The Empire will learn one thing soon enough. Humans are not a species to control. Humans are a species to respect. And if they do not respect us, they will regret it. Outside the station, the stars burned brightly. The humans had survived another day. They had outsmarted a much stronger enemy. And in the cold, dark space of the galaxy, the legend of human cleverness and resilience was growing. The Empire had been challenged, humiliated, and confused. But the humans had learned more about themselves, that intelligence, patience, and strategy could triumph over size and fear. That was the true power of humanity. The Empire fleet had withdrawn to a nearby system, but Korvac's fury had not cooled. He sat on his throne, staring at the star maps, his claws tapping the armrest in anger. Every report he received made him realize one thing: the humans were not what he expected. They were clever, adaptable, and unpredictable. They had laughed at his threats, tricked his scouts, and outmaneuvered his fleet. "They are too clever," Tharix said quietly. "We cannot fight them in the way we always fight others. They are different." Korvac glared at him. "Different, they are weak. They cannot possibly survive against the Empire for long. Yet, they survived today. They defeated my fleet without even fully engaging." "How is this possible?" Tharix bowed. "Their tactics are unlike anything we have seen, Emperor. They fight with strategy, deception, and patience. They do not fear you." Korvac's eyes narrowed. "Fear is the oldest weapon. It has worked for 1,000 years. If these humans cannot be intimidated, then we must break them in another way. Send a message. Let them know the Empire is still the strongest force in the galaxy." Back on the human station, Alex Harper stood with Lily Grant and Ben Carter in the command room. The reports from sensors were clear. The Empire was regrouping. Their fleet was damaged, scattered, and cautious. "They will try again," Alex said, "but this time we can be ready for whatever they throw at us." Lily nodded. "They are clever, but they cannot match our adaptability. They expect direct confrontation. We give them something different every time." Ben grinned. "I like this game. We confuse them. We make them think we have hundreds of ships. We make them waste energy, and we laugh at them." Alex smiled slightly. "Yes, but now we also have a chance to end this without destroying them. Humans do not need to fight every battle to win. Strategy and diplomacy are as powerful as weapons." The next day, a communication signal arrived from the Empire. It was formal and full of pride. Korvac's voice filled the main screen. "Humans," he said, his voice deep and cold, "you have challenged the Galactic Empire. You have survived what no other species has. Yet understand this: the Empire will not allow defiance. Submit or face destruction." Alex leaned back, studying the message. He turned to Lily and Ben. "We need a response, but not a normal one. We are going to show them that humans are not intimidated but also not reckless." Lily raised an eyebrow. "What do you have in mind?" Alex smiled. "A mix of humor and diplomacy. Let them know we are serious but also that we are reasonable. Let them learn respect without a fight." Ben laughed. "Friendly threats with a smile, I like it." The human response was simple, polite, and confident. Alex appeared on the holographic screen, standing straight and looking at the Empire fleet. "Emperor Korvac," Alex said, "we appreciate your concern and your invitation to submit. We respect the Empire's history, power, and achievements. But humans cannot kneel because we value freedom, cooperation, and clever thinking. These are the things that have allowed our species to survive and thrive." He paused and smiled slightly. "We hope we can find a peaceful way to coexist. We do not seek war. We do not seek conquest. We only seek understanding and respect. That is the way humans operate. That is how we grow stronger without destroying others." Lily monitored the transmission carefully. "This is perfect. We are firm, but we are not threatening. We are giving them a way to step back with dignity." Ben added jokingly, and we are still making them sweat a little. Korvac watched the transmission in silence. His advisors waited nervously for his reaction. They speak as equals, Tharix whispered. They do not fear you, they are different from other species. Korvac slammed his claws on the armrest. Different, they are fools. How dare they talk to the Emperor as if we were equals? He turned to his generals. Prepare for a full assault. Leave nothing behind. Show them the strength of the Empire. One general hesitated. Emperor, we are weakened from the last engagement. The humans have proven themselves clever. Perhaps we should reconsider. Korvac's eyes narrowed. Reconsider? Never. They will learn fear or the Empire will fall. Send the fleet. Back on the human station, Alex and his officers were ready. Their strategy this time was even more sophisticated. They combined deception, intelligence, and minimal direct force. The holographic drones were active, but this time, real human ships were hidden in positions where they could flank and cut off the Empire if needed. Let them think we are weak, Alex said. Then when they commit, we control the battlefield. We do not need to destroy them. We only need to prove that humans cannot be intimidated. Lily nodded. All strike teams are in position. Drones are active. Sensors are monitoring every move. We are ready, Ben grinned. This is going to be fun. Watch them try to predict us. The Empire fleet dropped out of hyperspace again. They moved cautiously, wary of the humans. Korvac believed he could overwhelm them with sheer numbers. But the humans had already prepared. Every maneuver the Empire attempted met resistance, misdirection, or a clever trap. Alex watched carefully. Notice how they hesitate. They are recalculating, uncertain. That is exactly what we want. Lily added, their communication is breaking down. Their ships are moving without coordination. They are confused. Ben laughed. It's working. They think we are everywhere at once, and they don't even realize it. Korvac's fury was growing. Why are they not afraid? Why do they not surrender? They are intelligent, Emperor, Tharix said quietly. They adapt. They do not panic. They use strategy. They fight differently from all other species we have faced. Korvac's claws clenched. Intelligence, strategy, this is not enough. We will show them real power. Attack! The Empire fired on the human decoys, but most of the shots hit empty space. Small strike teams emerged from hidden positions, striking isolated Imperial ships and disappearing. The Empire fleet could not form a proper attack. Alex smiled. Perfect, they are overextending. They are wasting energy and exposing weaknesses. Keep pressure. Do not destroy them fully. We are teaching them a lesson. Hours passed. The Empire fleet was exhausted. Their attacks were uncoordinated. Their ships were damaged. And still no humans had been seriously harmed. Lily leaned back. They are beginning to understand humans are not simple. They cannot predict us. They cannot intimidate us. Ben chuckled. And they still think we are hundreds of ships. They have no idea how few of us are actually here. Alex looked out the window at the stars. This is the true power of humans. We survive not by size, not by fear, but by intelligence, strategy, and cooperation. We do not surrender, we do not bow, and we do not fear anyone. Finally, after hours of confusion and failed attacks, Korvac called for a retreat. His fleet was damaged, exhausted, and morale was low. This is not over, Korvac said. But humans are not ordinary. We must prepare carefully for next time. Tharix nodded. Yes, Emperor, they have survived because they think differently, act cleverly, and refuse to be intimidated. They are remarkable. Korvac glared at the stars where the humans had been. We will return, but they will not break easily, and that is troubling. Back on the human station, Alex, Lily, and Ben watched the Empire retreat. The room was quiet, filled with relief and pride. We did it, Ben said softly. We made them retreat without destroying them. Lily nodded. We showed them humans are not afraid. We used strategy and intelligence. That is why we survive. Alex smiled. Yes, And more importantly, we have shown the Empire that intimidation does not work with humans. We laugh at threats, we think, we adapt. That is what makes us strong. A few days later, the Empire sent a new transmission. This one was different. It was not a threat. It was cautious and respectful. "Humans," Korvac said, his voice subdued. "You have survived encounters that no other species could. You have demonstrated intelligence, strategy, and resilience. The Empire recognizes your abilities. We wish to propose a dialogue, a way to avoid unnecessary conflict and learn from one another." Alex smiled as he watched the message. "They are finally learning," he said. "They are learning that humans are not a species to intimidate. They are learning respect." Lily added, "And that is the true power of humanity. We survive, we adapt, and we teach others through cleverness, not just force." Ben leaned back, grinning. "And we did it with style." "And maybe a little bit of laughter," Alex nodded. "Exactly. That is how humans make their mark in the galaxy. Not by brute force, not by fear, but by intelligence, cooperation, and courage. That is what makes us humans." The Empire fleet left human space, slower now, cautious, and changed. They would think twice before underestimating humans again. And in the dark reaches of space, humans continued to expand, explore, and survive. They did not conquer blindly. They did not destroy without reason. But they laughed at threats, adapted to danger, and proved that even a small fleet of determined humans could outthink the greatest power in the galaxy. Alex, Lily, and Ben watched the stars. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and full of unknown enemies. But humans had shown they could face anything. And so, humanity's legend continued. A species that could survive, outsmart, and outlast even the mightiest empire. A species that could laugh at fear, plan with intelligence, and rise stronger than anyone expected. In the galaxy, one truth had become clear. Humans were not to be intimidated. And the story of how they faced the Galactic Empire would be told for generations. A story of courage, cleverness, and the unstoppable power of humanity. Lily smiled slightly. "They are used to simple enemies. They do not expect deception." Alex looked serious. "Do not get too comfortable. This was only the beginning." He looked out at the stars. "They think laughter is weakness," he said. "They will learn that it is not." The human fleet stayed quiet, waiting. And in the dark space between stars, the Empire began to prepare for a war they did not understand.